This is the world famous Tony Williams, aka Tony King, aka that guy you heard on all those big time Kanye West records.
Absolutely. So we're backstage here at Made in America Festival, and how does it feel to be performing with such an eclectic group of artists? I mean, it's every genre imaginable.
Well, by definition, a festival, that's what it's all about. And that's the cool thing about festivals. Different sounds, different people from all different walks of life for one cause, good music.
Absolutely. So I look at music as a universal language that we can all speak and understand, even if we take a different message away. When did music first begin speaking to you?
Man, probably when I came straight out of the womb. So yeah, coming from a musical family, there was always, at my house, my grandparents' house, there were always pianos in the house. But my grandparents were musicians. So yeah, it started speaking to me early, very early.
Absolutely. What were some of your top early influences?
Oh wow. Early soul music, very, very early. Early James Brown, man, Otis Redding. You're making me date myself. I don't know if I appreciate that or not.
I am sorry.
No, it just means that, I lived in a household where there was really good music played. So my early influences were early R&B, early soul artists, and as I got older, teenage years, I became more eclectic, and got more into, and just branched out into different genres. I'm a huge Steely Dan fan, and just good music. As a writer, of course, I listen to a lot of Beatles and stuff like that. So.
Absolutely. So, we've seen obviously a ton of changes in the music industry over the years. Obviously, one of the biggest ones being the uprise of social media. Like, of those changes, which one has probably had the biggest effect on you as an artist?
Well, here's the thing. Yes, those things are very pronounced. As an artist, it's my job to not let them change me or dictate to me. I think you mentioned social media. And for me, I think I have to be very astute in recognizing that because of social media, everything is so disposable, if you will. You release a song, it hit a video or something, hits the internet at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, it's old news. So as a result, I think artists are continuously making music quickly, so that they could get it into the marketplace quickly. I think sometimes quickly is not good. So, people have been asking me, because my last project has been over about 2 years now since I've released.
Like I said, it was 2012, right?
That's right. And so people ask me, why has it been so long? Well, first of all, I haven't had anything to say. I'm not one to speak without having anything to say. And, good product takes time. So, you have to do things. I think, how do you stay relevant in today's climate? I think you make good quality music. And so that's my goal, is to always make a quality product. I think for me, it's about quality and not quantity. And me just recognizing that the climate of today's industry dictates disposable products. Everything is what's going on today. And I just refuse to let that affect me and dictate how I create.
Absolutely. So, we're a pop culture-based website, and we focus on the positive and the negative sides of pop culture. So is there anything in particular that angers or fascinates you about current pop culture?
Probably just that. Probably that things of lesser quality are generally more accepted today. The quality control is not where it is. I think too easy of access into the marketplace, if you will. And I think that comes along with technology. I think everybody has, it's so easy to make a recording or to, so many YouTube stars these days.
Like they could do it right in their basement.
And I'm not, and I in respect to those, I think that there is a good side to that. I think that it's, the positive side to that is that you can shine a light on deserving artists that never would have had a spotlight. And I think that's a good thing.
I feel like we're more open to that now. And I find that even from a media perspective, like we're open to, a record label doesn't necessarily have to send us something for us to check it out.
That's right. I just have noticed, I just think that there's been a dumbing down, if you will, culture-wise, cross-culture. I just think that the astuteness of the consumer is not what it used to be. I
feel like some of us are so hungry for something that does make us think, and for an artist that does actually step up and say something.
I think that everything evolves. I think everything goes in cycles, and I think at some point after you eat McDonald's for so long, you're going to want a really good steak or lobster at some point.
Absolutely.
So, hopefully I'll be still around.
So, creatively you've worked with so many people. I mean, obviously a lot with Kanye, but like other artists as well. What is the creative process like going in, when you're creating and collaborating?
Well, the process, I'm sorry, would you re-say that one more? I want to
you've worked with so many various artists. Like, how is the creative process different, with Kanye versus some of the other artists you've worked with?
Well, I want to really speak on Kanye's formula, if you will. He's a self-proclaimed genius, but no, as someone that's worked with him since his very first project, I will be one to say that there is something very much genius about him. And sometimes it's not what meets the eye that you think is so genius about him. And one of his more obscure things that makes him genius is the understanding of knowing that his genius is just having the right people in the room in the first place. Just to curate the room of the proper people. And that's the first genius. And then it's just creating the right vibe or studio environment so that it's conducive to really good creativity. So yeah, like a creative process, part of our formula is just, because we have the opportunity when we record, unlike a lot of people, we go in and it's really relaxed. We're not pressed for time, and we may spend hours or days just in the studio, not recording anything,
I think the end product speaks for
the vibe. It's just like maybe watching a movie that sparks some dialogue, that may spark a concept that may be the perfect concept for a new song, a treatment for a new song. So, we spend a lot of time in the studio just talking, vibing, watching movies, listening to music, listening to comedy, watching comedy, laughing, being somewhere where the environment, whether it be on a beach or somewhere, that just sparks creativity.
I'm sure that becomes its own character in the creative process.
Exactly. Exactly.
I always found your vocals to be very emotionally charged. What sparks that within you?
That's the soul. That's here. Soul is emotional. Soul is probably the only music that can incite emotions. That's what soul music is. It's the music that can make you cry. It can make you excited. It can, whatever. That's what, because it's from inside. So yeah, it's, by definition, that's what it is.
How therapeutic is it for you as an artist as it is? I mean, I know for us as listeners, it's definitely therapeutic, but I'm sure, from the creative side, it can be just as therapeutic for you as artists.
Yeah, but I think the therapeutic part of it, I think that part of it is probably across the board with artists, period. Whether it's just like if I were a painter or a sculptor, it's just like when you get that piece, when you take it from conception to finish, You know, that's where the joy is. So I think that's, you know, I think that's true with all of us. That's artistry. It's taking something to conception to finish and presenting it, and then having it being appreciated. Yeah.
So what is next for you after Made in America here?
Back to the studio, concurrently with finishing Kanye's project, Yeezus 2. I'm in the studio finishing my personal solo album, King of the Food Volume 2. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to be released in 2015.
I'm super excited. How far along in the process are you?
Really at the ground floor of it, but I'm super, super, super excited about it. So yeah, I won't let too much out the bag, but it's really soulful, really organic. Yeah, very organic, just real grassroots soul. Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me. I appreciate it.
I've enjoyed you. You gonna check the show out? Are you gonna check?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.